friends and fans, Bob's Farm Workshop. Here we are again for another fun video. We are out in the barn shop now. It's about 35 degrees out. I turned the thermostat up. It's up to 55 already. My little heater's doing a great job in this space. I didn't get it to make it a sauna or anything. So we got the Traverse on the lift. We've got a long trip to Alabama and back to make the middle of next week. So, time to change the oil. It's due. And I'll try not to blind you with those lights. But I gotta get, the oil filter is up in there. The drain plug is right there. I'm draining the drain thingy because I overflowed it once and that sucked. It made a big mess. So I've got my little electric pump in there. It's having a hard time because the oil is cold and thick. It's been running a long time, but it's still running and it's pumping slow. And I'm watching the line on that. You know how the oil cans have kind of a clear spot on them. I'm about 3/4 of the way full on that. So we're going to get you around here, and when that's full, we're going to start draining the oil. Well, alrighty then. I believe, I don't even know what size that is. Haven't got my glasses on. That is a 15. Right up there. This takes like 6.5 quarts of oil when you change the filter. So that's what's going in. We found the buzzing noise on the bottom of the thing. Our mechanic found it. You see that bracket right there? Feel it carefully. You'll see where he tack welded it. It must have been cracked loose right here and it was just vibrating like a tuning fork. I didn't find it. I looked for it and I couldn't find the noise. So bless him. He's a good man. Bill's Automotive there in Batavia on Evans Street if you need personal service from a hometown guy. He's the man. I wouldn't hesitate. He's always been reasonable and seems to do a good job. Nobody is infallible, but Bill does a good job. Okay, now I'm going to try to crack this oil filter because I didn't run it till it got real hot. The cat gets hot though, the catalytic converter. Oh, there we go, she's loose. It wasn't really very tight, but it doesn't have to be. It's gonna run right down to my elbow. Oh yeah. I told you. We'll just let that drain for a while. I'm a tall guy, so it's tough. I'm gonna see if I can crack this a little more. It's tough working under these vehicles. I wish this thing went up about another 6 inches. I don't remember what the mileage on this was, but let that guy drain a while. Hey, changing oil and am always a dirty job. I don't want to get it on my Snoopy shirt though. Got my Snoopy shirt on. My Snoopy shirt says, "Please don't make me do stuff." Now I'm just going to take a little bit of this used oil coming out of here. This oil does not look well used, to tell you the truth. Put it on the gasket. And get my ugly face up in here. I just spin it on. Last thing you're going to do is lose oil pressure. Crank her down pretty good. I'm going to get a rag. Man, I just drove this in from the garage and it's hotter than Hades. All right. Let that guy drip for just a few more minutes and we'll come back, drop her down, put the screw in. It's always good to run the car up and get it warm when you're going to change the oil. Get everything slurried around that you're hoping to flush out of the engine. Now I've been using Quaker State. Here, I'll bring it up. Quaker State full synthetic. GM cars, you usually have to have Dexos motor oil. It's a 530 full synthetic. I mean, seems like a good oil. I've always used Quaker State in the past. Same company as Pennzoil these days. All right, so it's dripping slowly, but I can't sit here all night and wait for every drop to come out of there. I guess we don't have to worry about that. Drop this guy down. It is a handy tool to have, that thing you do. Now there's probably a torque spec for this, but I just put it on tight. It is aluminum, so you want to be careful not to do too much. If you're worried, get the torque spec. That's all there is for that. We're done under here. So we can drop her down. And good. Get under the car. It's got to go up before it comes down. I've used this lift probably more than any tool I've ever had, believe it or not. The number of times I've had cars lifted. Been listening to the local Christmas station. I'm still a kid at heart. I got my Charlie Brown Advent calendar. I can't believe it's the 15th already. Here's your oil input. I'm gonna pull the dipstick out. Hey, dipstick! Check all the other fluids. I can see the brake fluid and the coolant, they're all good. They've got like transparent jugs. Those things I call the worms, they come from the birch tree in the spring, so they've been there a long time. All right, so what funnel am I going to use? Let's use this one. Actually, the big one's better. It's got waste oil in it, but I'll wipe it out. Ho, ho, ho. Hee, hee, hee. There he is. I was just, you saw me transferring the oil. Something crackled on this, but I don't know what it was. Actually, the hole in the bottom of that is smaller than the yeah, that's what's cracked, but it goes way down in here, so not too worried. All right, so we've got a full 5 quarts here. It takes all of that plus a smidge more. I'm going to lift up on this so it has relief at the bottom of the funnel, so it's not sitting in the bottom of the hole and blocking it from running out, you know. I pull the dipstick out of the dipstick hole so that the oil doesn't lay inside the tube, so it'll drip out. So that when I go to take my test, I'm not picking up old dirty oil that was on the tube and getting a false reading. And what I'm going to have to do is, I'll put this 5 quarts in, and I'll turn the car over for a few seconds to fill the oil filter. I don't know if this will fit in that other jug. I got a jug over here with the top off that I gotta. Yeah, that's not the right Duflabe. Alright, I'm going to start it for just a second. Let it pump the oil into the oil filter, because it's close. It only needs like a quart and a half now. Alright, put on the brake. It's getting really warm in here now. Very nice. I should check the odometer. All right. Get over here where I can see. And it's not touching the dipstick yet. Okay. Tootie. Isn't she a character on TV show? Oh, let's see, it took 2 quarts out of this, so it's going to take another 2 quarts, take 7 quarts. Because these were 2 full jugs when this was the second jug when I filled oil, changed it last time. And it's about going to be about a half a quart low, so we're going to put another half a quart in here. And that's going to be good. That should be perfect. Let it settle just a second. And look at that. It's right exactly to the top of the mark, which it goes in this way. And there's like knurled space on here, and it is wet just to the top of it. So it's exactly full 7 quarts. All right. Well, that was a fun job. Only took us a half hour or so. I putzed around a little bit, let things warm up. Now that the furnace is done running, I'm going to be turning it off. All right. There's your ground terminal, by the way, when you, I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, that's wrong. The ground terminal is up in here. So when you're going to jump the car, and then there's a cap on the battery, but there's a big tab that you can clamp a jumper onto if you need to. They really don't like you to jump these electronic cars though, because you can fry your computer sometimes. Not a good thing. All right, guys and gals, that was a quick oil change on the Traverse. Let's back her out and I'll shut you down and give you the farewell then. I'm loving it. I'm going to turn the furnace off. My new van won't fit through that door opening though, I don't think. I waited for the ground to freeze for a couple days. We had teens for a couple of nights. So it froze the ground in here. I set it for 40 degrees in here. Believe me. It rarely gets that cold in here just because of the uninsulated concrete slab and the 6-inch walls and the thickly insulated ceiling. And in the summer you come in here and it's cool because the coolness of the earth absorbs the heat. And then of course when it's warmer than the air outside, it puts heat into the air. It's really quite a miraculous way to kind of buffer the temperature in a room like this. So guys and gals, God bless, Merry Christmas. We will see you next time. Be kind.